Hello there, boys, and statistically speaking, very, very few birds. My name is Adam Cleary, joined as ever by Housewife's favourite Adam Nicholas for your latest hot fried slice of hashtag Good After News, where we look through all the great and the good of wrestling reportage, discount what Murray and Wilborn have already recorded, and then give it to you directly for free. But coming up for you today, you know Retribution, I know Retribution, CM Punk knows Retribution, and I'll be telling you what 1/3 of that equation said about it on the social medias.
Indeed, sounds like we'll be getting some retributing, but not before we hear other stories about which WWE superstar potentially had a future in MMA but decided to pick wrestling. But first, let's dive into our very beginning story. That's good English, isn't it? WWE told this female superstar that she wasn't allowed to wear her natural hair. Why don't we start this off with a wonderfully WWE story here, in the sense that Naomi, who was on the New Day's Feel the Power podcast, has essentially told the boys, should I say, that WWE basically said, we don't want you to wear your natural hair on TV, which sounds absolutely mad. This was during the era when she was one of the Funkadactyls, along with Cameron, as I'm sure you all remember. Very fond memories indeed. She had like super straight hair, and as we've obviously seen in recent years, she has much different hair. It's allowed to actually have it out. But she's had to say that basically when she was on the main roster in 2009, and then again when she sort of moved full time from FCW to the main roster in 2012, she was essentially told and reiterated, we do not want you to wear your natural hair. She says she eventually gained enough confidence to do so, finally when she got into the Feel the Glow gimmick. But this is absolutely wild, I think it's fair to say. And imagine someone saying to you, Adam Cleary, I'm sorry mate, you are not allowed to wear your hair the way you wear it, and we want you to do something else with it. So that's the rule.
Well, yeah, that does sound bad, and yeah, it does sound terrible, and there is probably a larger conversation relating to that we should probably have about it, but are we here at WhatCulture really in a position to be throwing these stones from our glass houses? We are the company that banned Andy Murray from having his big, giant, frizzy wig and told him instead he had to shave that off because we were trying to mould him into the new Simon Miller, and we thought that wasn't going to stick if he had this just... You remember it, don't you? It was 4 foot wide, about 6 foot high. He just used to keep pencils in there. There was a notepad at one stage. It was bright brown, if such a colour does exist. And yeah, I feel bad for Naomi in all of this, but of course we made the exact same decision. We forced Andy Murray to shave his head, so who are we? Who are we to complain about WWE in that situation? I'm throwing that right back at you.
You make some excellent points, to be fair, and the human microphone was de-microphoned and left to be just the bald-headed man that he is these days. So I guess I'll just shut up and we'll get on with the next story, shall we?
Yep. And speaking of the next story, I've got it right here. Now, of course, you're aware of CM Punk. You know what he likes to do. He likes to have his merriment. He likes to have his fun making. He likes to have his little moments of mischief on his social media and occasionally when he appears on WWE Backstage. And he has done just that by making what I actually consider to be the smartest pitch for the origins of Retribution that I have seen yet. Because, of course, the origins of the mysterious group are, well, quite mysterious, and we don't know what's behind it, who's involved, what the aims, what the goals of it are, just that they like flicking lights on and off, and they are indiscriminate across gender between who they like to give a kicking to. Now, Punk has suggested that every single member of Retribution could be descended, or could be led, rather, by Greg Gagne. The name I always get wrong, but I think it's pretty close to it. Of course, the son of Vern Gagne, one of the heads of the territories that Vince McMahon famously ran out of business. Now, if you don't know your wrestling history, all the territories across the United States agreed not to go into business with one another, and Vince McMahon took over his father's enterprise and went, yeah, nah, not for me, that one, and then ran every single one of them out of business, mopped up all of their talent, got the TV deal, and ran the territories out of business. Now, Paul Heyman did famously reference this in that incredible promo he cut on him ahead of... Was it Survivor Series or was it Invasion? I think it was Invasion. Either way, he referenced it during all of that. It's a major part of wrestling history, and Punk suggested they could use that to play in to who is behind Retribution. It's the territories coming for their revenge. Now, of course, this is a bit of a niche slice of wrestling history. Not everybody knows the whole story about how Vince McMahon crumpled his father's empire into this big, evil, global omni corporation, but it is true and it does exist. And obviously Punk was getting lots of replies like, who are these people? How would that work? And he said, gosh guys, I guess you're just not ready for long-term storytelling. And while this is a joke, Adam Nicholas, I ask you, where's the joke?
I mean, to be honest, it sounds like a pretty good story to me. And let's
Doesn't
be
it?
even more honest right now. If you haven't already got any knowledge of the old territory story, just think about what they did to the UK territories, and it's exactly the same. It was just across all of America instead. So yeah, basically WWE doing WWE-like things, and that story would actually fit quite nicely. And it would maybe help to explain, or probably wouldn't, why these sizes of these men vary so drastically across week to week. I don't know, maybe it'll help. I don't know, I didn't write it. Shall we move on to our final little weird story of the day?
Please,
In
yes.
the sense that I can tell you there's a WWE star, and it's a good one, who could have potentially been an MMA star instead. Now, I'm not suggesting he wouldn't have been a good MMA
I really
star.
like how you had to qualify that with. There is a WWE star. Don't worry, it's a good one who could have been.
It's a good one. Honest,
instead.
hang around. I know it's only.
It's not primo. Honestly, don't tune off. It's not primo.
Hey, it might be interesting that. But
God, imagine if it's. I haven't looked this up. Imagine if it's primo.
They just swapped each other out. It's not though. But it is in fact. Ready for it?
Go on.
AJ Styles. AJ
No!
Styles is the man who says he legitimately thought about taking up a career in mixed martial arts. Yes, I realise he would not have been in the heavyweight division, but still, he said on his Twitch channel to his fans who were on there, he basically said he nearly opted for MMA instead of becoming the phenomenal one in the world of wrestling. Here's what he had to say. He said he likely would have picked MMA over wrestling had it been more popular at the time, and he reckons he would have tried out the sport right out of high school, but as it happens, of course, that did not happen. He chose wrestling instead. And I think we, and probably his health and life, are much better for it. Shall we agree?
Yeah, I personally can't picture AJ Styles joining the MMA community, especially not with that exact haircut. Although, do you know what? The lines between the two blurrier year on year. Why not stick AJ Styles in Raw Underground? Why not let him just shoot fight somebody? No fish hooking, no eye gouging, no hair pulling, none of that. Just two men going at it the way AJ Styles' Bible tells him is wrong. Anyway, those are all our stories for the afternoon, but I'm sure you've got some of your own, so let us know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to regret that one. I can sense it. In the meantime, though, of course, this has, of course, been Adam Nicholas. Where can they get you on Twitter, pal?
You can get me at It's Adam Nicholas, and he does not speak for me, sir.
Yeah, but if you want to take that up with me, you can get me at Adam Cleary, CLERY, the entire WhatCulture wrestling family, who my views do not represent, at WhatCulture WWE. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. This has been your hashtag Good Afternews, and I'm away to burn in the eternal pits forever. Goodbye!
Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, and if you're a fan of what you've just seen, then make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for daily wrestling podcasts, where we not only review Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, we also discuss the events before and after of pay-per-views. We have roundtable discussions discussing burning wrestling issues, interviews, and a roundup of the week, complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from WhatCulture, and I'll see you soon.